On November 6, 1860, Abraham Lincoln was elected the 16th President of the United States, Wikipedia stated. The reason why Abraham Lincoln should be honored and paid tribute to is because he gave people a voice to be equal by freeing slaves. He taught others to stand up for what they believed what was right. Lincoln is important because he has so many accomplishments that benefited this country. It has values of loyalty, kindness, selflessness, and determination. Also, he is a symbol of equality for the fact that he cared about everyone being equal. Chuck Seada mentioned he led the nation through its worst failure in history, the U.S. Civil War. Why honor Abraham Lincoln now? Well, why not? He's done so much for this country when people didn't believe he could. Right now, the present president is in the same boat. People do not believe in what he can do and how he can make this nation better. They are more concerned about his past and want him to fail. If we put some faith in Abraham Lincoln to end slavery and accomplish so many other things, why not give some faith to the present president? Charles Colson stated that Lincoln instituted many forms of public recognition of God. He declared more days of prayer, fasting, and thanksgiving than any president before. Abraham Lincoln accomplished so much of his presidency that made a huge difference in the nation. Leonardo Newtonic stated that Abraham Lincoln signed the first Homestead Act, allowing poor people to obtain land. It gave the applicant ownership of land at a little or no cost. He established the United States Department of Agriculture, signed the Morrill Land Grant Act, which led to the creation of numerous universities, issuing the Emancipation Proclamation, which led to the abolishing slavery in the U.S. He also led the Union to victory in the American Civil War. We all benefit from Lincoln's accomplishments by signing the Homestead Act now allows people to obtain land. The farmers can now do their job right. By creating universities, there are now thousands in around the country, and freeing the slaves, showing everyone is equal. What we can learn from Lincoln is that everyone is equal and has a voice. So have faith in your leader that they will make our nation great and is doing the right thing. Lincoln shows core values in making those accomplishments: being loyal, kind, selfless, and determined. Mark Manick stated Abraham had a sense of humor that came naturally once after being called two-faced. He quipped, "If I had two faces, why would I be wearing this one?" While riding a train, I was once accosted by a stranger who said, "Excuse me, sir, but I have an article in my possession, which right belongs to you." "How was that?" Lincoln said. The stranger took a jackknife from his pocket. "This knife," he said, "was placed in my hands some years ago with the injunction that I was to keep it until I found a man uglier than myself. I have carried it from that time to this. Allow me now to say, sir, that I think you are fairly entitled to this property." Amewood said a horse was sold at the crossroads near where I once lived. The horse was supposed to be fast and quiet. A number of people were present at the time appointed for the sale. As a small boy was employed to ride the horse backward and forward to exhibit his points. One of the would-be buyers followed the boy down the road and asked him confidently if the horse had a splint. "Well, mister," said the boy, "if it's good for him, he has got it. But if it isn't good for him, he hasn't." Lincoln is from a town called Springfield, Illinois. Lincoln was the state senator there in Springfield. One time, Lincoln would say a visitor had arrived in town to deliver some lectures. Learning that he'd need to get the Secretary of State's permission first, he arranged for a meeting. "What are your lectures about?" he asked the secretary. "They're about the second coming of the Lord," the visitor replied. "Don't waste your time," said the secretary. "If the Lord's seen Springfield once, he ain't coming back." Abraham Lincoln has taught us to so much from being our 16th president, showing us that we have a voice and we are all equal no matter what someone says. The loyalty to the nation's people is kindness and honesty with our people to get them to believe in him, and being determined to accomplish everything that he did to make this nation great. As Abraham once said, always bear in mind that our own resolution to succeed is more important than any other.